Hi folks, welcome to Noyes Art Gallery. I'm so glad that you're joining us tonight. May 1st, May Day, happy May Day. I hope you got a May basket, and we have a lot of May baskets to share with you tonight. You are in for an hour of great fun. We have 11 artists providing you background and information about their work, and some of those are going to be live, and so we'll run several separate segments of artists talking about their work live, and then we also have some videos interspersed. So you'll need to just watch the Noyes Art Gallery Facebook feed and just continue watching between 7 and 8 p.m. and you will see all of the artists in our Focus Gallery show. We're really excited to bring to you the sketchbook show, which is called Origins of Thinking, the sketchbook. And I curated the show. I'm Lynette Fast, and welcome to the show. As we walk into the gallery, you can see that we're all set up and ready for you, just like we have an opening night. And we're going to be going through all of this different work and talking about each artist's group of work. And then you can also jump on over to the Downtown Lincoln Instagram feed too, and they will be sharing. We have the Downtown Lincoln Instagram feed for an hour also, and so my great artist friend Shaylee Curran is going to be running that Instagram feed, and then I'm going to be running our Noyes artwork feed here on Facebook. So I hope that you will stay with us for the hour. There are several little tiny breaks in between, so if you need to get more popcorn or run to the bathroom or refill your soda or something like that, you can do that. First of all, I'm going to talk about my work. I'm a metalsmith and I'm also a painter, but tonight I'm going to focus on my metalsmith work. And I've been working with metalsmithing, holy cow, for a lot of years. As I worked with metalsmithing, I have really found that I prefer wire because I like all of the activity and the line movement and the excitement. And the group that you're seeing right now is called my Scribble series. I use this series to make earrings, necklaces, pendants, all different variations of scribbling, and that series started with rock and roll. I was just listening one day and making some wire work, and I started to see music in those pieces. The next series that I want to highlight tonight is my flower series, and you can see that right now my flower series encompasses a daisy-like, or it was actually inspired by the Japanese cherry blossom. And now I'm going to be moving that into more different kinds of flowers. Flowers and gardening are a major part of my life, and so that's very important to me. My current series that I created a lot of brand new work for this show is a riveting series. Through this work with jewelry and metalsmithing, I found that I really liked moving active parts. And so I started to rivet together the jewelry, the wires, and create pieces that are sections or could have many different little components to them. And so you're going to find in this rivet series quite a bit of variation in earrings, bracelets, pendants, and then next coming up, which I really tried to get done, I will be getting them done soon, would be some more pieces that have stones incorporated into them. And I do have quite a few bracelets right now that I do have those stones incorporated in. I'm loving the way those are working out. Here's another rivet piece. This was my very first inspiration piece with rivets. Now my sketchbook, as I said, Origins of Thinking, the sketchbook. My sketchbook is a little bit sketchy and I tend to do a lot of my brainstorming with my own work. Thanks for joining us. And next we're going to go to Julia Noyes.
Inspiration. Some of them are very abstract. I like abstraction. So in my work, I'm not trying to do something that is super realistic. So after I have my photo, then I'm going to start to do thumbnail sketches. And from these thumbnails, I'm figuring out my composition. Is it going to be vertical, horizontal, warm, cool, hard, soft, textured, my color scheme. So this is really my floor plan. So when I have this, I spend a lot of time figuring out what I want to do. So when I have the thumbnails figured out, then I'm ready to start painting. So this one is really at night. So this is at the corner of 9th and O. So I'm doing these 5 pieces are all inspired by the Lincoln landscape. Very dark with a lot of lines and shapes around the circles which represent all the street lights. This one is really abstract, but if you look close, there's hints of buildings you might identify. For example, the Capitol. Oh, by the way, do you see my Lynette Fast bracelet? I love her work. I have several of her pieces. Oh, and this is her ring too. So all these things that you're seeing tonight are for sale and are available at the Noyes Art Gallery. So you can call 402-475-1061 and buy something right now while we're doing the live streaming. Or you can call and come in tomorrow. We're still open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. We're located at 119 South 9th. These are the other 3 paintings from this series. So here is also a night scene, but a very different feel than the 2 that you've seen. So I'm focusing on color, movement, light, and I always have to have an idea when I start my painting. And this was doing colors that represent a different mood. So these are really about mood. The next big one, which is 4 by 4 feet, it's $2,800, is looking down O Street and seeing the reflections of the lights on the street. And then the last one on the far right, that piece is a 2 by 4 foot piece, and that is at 8th and O, looking down the sidewalk, down the street, and seeing the street lights and seeing these beautiful shapes, positive and negative shapes. I love Lincoln, so I think this is a different way to view Lincoln. So I hope you will stop in at the gallery at your convenience, or see us on the live streaming. Thank you. This is Julia Noyes.
Thanks, Julia.
Thank you, Julia. Thanks for sharing.
Well, as we come back here and we start to take a look at the rest of our evening, I do want to share with you that you probably heard some music going on over here. And we had planned a live music performance for tonight. And so J. Lee Beanie was so kind to go ahead and record some live music for us. And you're going to be hearing that in the background throughout the night. Now, J. Lee Beanie his name's Jeremy Beam. You might know his real name, but his stage name is J. Lee Beanie. He has a Venmo account, and if you're liking his music and you want to tip him, you could send a little bit to his Venmo account. Let me give you that information right now. You can also look him up on Facebook. His Venmo name is J Beanie, and all the compositions that you hear tonight are original. They are played with synthesizers, with different pieces of software, and incorporating bells, percussion, and various vocals into the pieces. I also want to mention that if you comment and you add information to our stream tonight while we're on live feed, your name is going to be entered into a $25 gift certificate drawing. We're going to give away 2 $25 gift certificates tomorrow morning, and we'll do another live stream then for that. But you have to comment in the live stream somewhere anytime tonight, any of the live streams, so that your name can be entered into 2 $25 gift certificate drawings. Also, don't forget that we are going to be we're open tonight, so if you see something in particular that you want to buy, you could call the gallery right now at 402-475-061, and you could make a purchase. Right on. Please do. Support us, artists. We're working hard here, and we really need your support right now because, the gallery's not open. Hey, I want to introduce to you next Jennifer Bockerman and Mollie Leisinger. They are two more of our artists in the show. And Mollie has done some pottery. Mollie is an art educator at Lincoln North Star High School. And our other artist is Jennifer Bockerman. And she is an art educator here in Lincoln in a middle school. Now, these folks have some great stories, and they're going to tell their story through video. So I'm going to shut up right now so that you can go on and watch their videos.
Rocks, plants, bones, horns, shiny things from the street, a bird's foot, antique medical equipment, I love it all. The objects which we surround ourselves provide constant inspiration and opportunities for deep observation. As an artist, I examine culture, iconography, and objects through big themes and identify connections. With my students, we talk about being ethnographers of culture, field research scientists in our specimen collections, and creative actuarial mathematicians in how we present our inquiries, discoveries, or inferences of the world with our art audiences. Really, we are building up to communication. Art is a reflection of our society and culture, acting as a vehicle for accessible communication. I consider historical and contemporary scientists and artists who use art to record observations, tell stories, bring awareness, or shift thinking and maybe even actions. I ask the question, how might a scientist or artist bring information to the masses in a way that might evoke a change in the way we live? This is an important question for every student. The arts teach us to communicate with a universal language regardless to a field of study. In participating in the creative process with my students, they become engaged through meaning making and connecting their personal lives, interests, and community, gaining agency to share their own interpretations of the world. I spend the majority of art making in the research phase. I read a lot and probably write more in my sketchbook than I draw. I enjoy experimenting with materials by layering, tracing, transferring, scratching, or piercing, and discovering what play can create. I extend, exaggerate, and multiply symbolic imagery, patterns, and colors to evoke meaning. My ideas grow over time in engaged research and experimentation and continue to evolve during the making. Using schoolhouse, church, and pop culture iconography that vividly recall both the food industry, institutes of religion, and the education system, I manipulate materials to highlight the assembly line processes within these spheres of creativity and conformity, alongside the mass production of a product versus the making of an object. I'm currently exploring the concepts of access and equity through biological and neurological reactions to nutrients in the human microbiome. My hope is that through visual communication of complex topics that I might bring awareness or shift thinking and maybe even actions.
Hello, my name is Mollie Leisinger, and I am an art teacher at North Star High School, and I am here today talking to you about the work I have on display at Noyes Art Gallery. I have some jewelry and also some ceramic work that is currently on display at Noyes in the Focus Gallery, and there are 3 different series, and these series all are based off of the theme of nature and relationships. This first series is a series of earrings that I created that were made in memory of my Grandma Betty and my Grandma Ev, and here they are. My Grandma Ev's full name is Evelyn Pauline, and my Grandma Betty is Betty Alice, and so that's where those titles came from. The next series is called the Girls series and is based off of my dog Millie and my sister's dog Emma, who just passed away last year at the age of 15. at different times in the year. And they were also sisters, and so we had a really special bond and relationship all growing up together. The last series is the Transition series, and it is based off of transitions in life, in relationships, and also transitions within the weather and the seasons. And so here you see some of my planning in my sketchbook, and there's some more. So in the classroom, I have my students do this type of planning for their projects as well, where they do a brainstorming page of writing and different ideas of what their forms could look like, doing sketches, and then also doing project plans that are specific about exactly what they want to make and the reason why. And then I also do have them do what I call a synthesis page, which is an artist statement and a reflection after the work is created. But as far as the work that I have on display at Noyes, this piece that I'm going to talk about here is based off of seeing the season change from winter into springtime. And so I look at the pictures of or the actual plants themselves, and the shapes, the profile of the shapes that you see within them, and I minimalize them to very simplified shapes and use a lot of repetition within my works. This next one is a memorial piece. Like I said before, my dog Millie passed away last year, and so this was a piece that was made in memory of her, and the function of it being a memory box, so writing down memories and putting them into the box. This next work is again about the transition from winter into spring and seeing the blooming happening. And so again, I look at the overall profile of these plants and simplify them, and then use a lot of repetition. This last one is about trees and the patterns that you see within the bark, and just the beauty of the repetition that happens. And so I hope that you'll be able to get out to Noyes to be able to see the work in person. Thank you for taking the time to hear me talk.
Okay, folks, we're back. I hope you enjoyed hearing about Jennifer and Mollie's work, and I'd like to show you just a little bit more in detail of what they have in the gallery right now. One of Jennifer's pieces is quite large, actually two of them are, and I'm going to zoom in here so that you can have a really good look around. Hear that Jeremy's music in the background? Remember, Jay Beanie. You can Venmo him some tips for the live music he created for us. Now remember, if you have any questions about any works or anything like that, you can call into the gallery and we will help you with that. And you can make a purchase right on the spot. We can deliver for free in Lincoln. And you can pay by mailing in a check and we'll hold your purchase, or you can pay by credit card. And here's Mollie's pottery. And earrings. Okay, joining us next is Deb Monfelt. She is one of our member artists, and she is coming to us tonight. Hi, Deb.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Good. Thanks for coming in. We want to hear about your work.
Well, come on over.
Awesome.
This is my work. I've had a lot of fun working with this sketchbook series, and I've been doing a lot of work in sketchbooks lately and having a great time experimenting. I've been really concentrating this time on trying to activate or energize the surface of my work, and also concentrating on mark making. So if you look at my sketches in my sketchbook, if you get a chance to come in, you'll see a lot of different mark making. I experimented with acrylic and ink and a variety of different neo crayons and just pencil, graphite, collage, a variety of different mediums to get the effect that I wanted in different pieces. So it was great, a great time to experiment and really be focused. I've been doing this now since, prior to January, and trying to get ready for the show. And as everybody knows, it takes a little while to get a body of work built up for a show. So these are primarily acrylic and mixed media, and I do hope you come in and make a visit to the gallery if you can. You can make an appointment. Be sure and let us know if you have any questions, and I hope you really enjoy this show.
Thanks, Deb, so much. I appreciate you coming in. Well, as Deb said, you can stop by the gallery. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can stop in and look through the gallery. We are doing safe distancing, and if you prefer, the gallery helpers will wear a mask while you're here. Let's see what's up next on the agenda. Looks like we are going to have a couple more videos, and so I want you to realize you can call the gallery with any purchases. If you see something you like, be sure you're commenting on these videos anywhere in our feed during the hour-long session. You can also jump over to Instagram at Downtown Lincoln, and we're running their feed from 7 p.m. also. Comment, and your name is going to be put into a drawing for $2 gift certificates that we're going to draw for tomorrow. Next up is Yvonne Meyer and Bob Reeker. They are also Lincoln educators. Yvonne Meyer is at Lincoln High School, and this is Bob Reeker's work. He is at Elliott coming up very soon. And I think I went by Yvonne's photography. Whoopsie, I walked right past it. Here it is. Yvonne is a photographer.
evening, Bob Reeker here. I am a 30-year veteran of the elementary art room in Lincoln Public Schools. And I was thrilled when Lynette Fast asked me to be part of this exhibit. I was equally thrilled when I found out the theme was all about the process that we go through coming up with ideas. So below me here is a picture of the sketchbook, the cover of the sketchbook that I created. And you'll notice it's split up into a grid of 4, and that's going to be significant as I share my work with you. So my exploration for this exhibit actually started about a year and a half ago. I was leaving the gym, and as I walked out from the gym, I noticed these yellow things laying on the floor, these bright colored pieces. One was the head from a Lego, and the other one was a crushed crayon. And I thought how interesting to have those bright colors against this mucky, dirty, snowy, icy background. So I grabbed out my phone and I took a picture of it. And as I examined it, I just thought it was a really interesting contrast of these images in the photograph. So then when it was time for me to start drafting ideas about this show, I started talking to my good friend Michelle Kiesel, who was working on her master's degree. She was looking at children and trauma, and she discovered some research that says 1 in every 4 children experience significant trauma before they're age 4. 1 in 4, that's a huge number. And then of course, those children enter school, and school personnel have to help children work through all those issues. Well, I thought that was an important piece of information, and I wanted to represent it symbolically. So I used this grid idea. I have the image here that is symbolic of children who experience trauma, but then I needed 3 images of trauma-free lifestyles. And so I came up with images my kids use every single day. The heart. You see the heart all the time in kids' drawings. It's something that kids just developmentally draw. It's simple. It represents love and friendship, and kids just really naturally draw that. And so all these images here that you see are ones that kids have given me in the last year. Notes and drawings and paintings. It just is a natural thing for them to draw. And then another thing that you find developmentally in kids' drawings are rainbows. And so this image came about from a drawing that a child gave me, and using some papers, leftover papers that my first graders did creating a collage, I made this beautiful rainbow image all out of ripped and cut paper. Just visually, it's a really fun piece to look at. And then finally, the third thing that came to mind were all of the people that kids tend to draw and how significant that is, that from stick figures to really basic shapes, and then how the landscape is symbolic of a corner sun and the sky only coming partway down. You'll also notice in all my pieces, they all have hearts in them, rainbows in them, and people in them. I made sure that those were all part of those 3 grids of trauma-free lifestyles. So I hope that you get a chance to come down to Noyes Art Gallery and see the work in person. I want to thank Julia, as well as the Noyes Art Gallery, for hosting us. Lynette Fast, thank you for your vision, your organization, and your patience. I know that this is a very different way to have a First Friday, and thank you for being there and hearing me through all of my questions and concerns and ideas and so forth. So come to the Noyes Art Gallery if you get a chance to see the work. Have a good evening.
Hi there, we're back again. Hey, thanks for sticking with us, you guys. I hope you're having a lot of fun. You've already seen about half of our artists, and everything is going really well. I want to dip in here real quick, show you some close-ups of Bob Reeker and Yvonne Meyer's work, and then also remind you again too that Jay Lee Beanie is our live music in the background, and you can shoot him a little artist love by sending him some tips at his Venmo account. Let me switch this camera around here and have a look at Bob's work. He explained it so well in his video. Amazing research. These are quite large pieces, as you can see, and like Bob explained, they include imagery and actual pieces from students' work. All right, and let's give you a couple close-ups here of Yvonne's work. Wasn't her video awesome? Riding in the kayak. Oh my gosh, I so want to go out with her at sunrise and catch some of these amazing places that she visits.
Hello, I'm Dan. And my body of work really has a lot to do with my inspiration.
I hope that you'll respect the patronage of these artists and give it a shot and come on in and take a closer look. And remember, tonight all you got to do is call in 402-475-1061 and we can answer any of your questions. We can tell you prices on work and we can help you to know how to buy those pieces. Here's J. Lee Beanie's information again. His Vimo tips can go to J. Beanie. Be sure to jump in there and we'll listen just a little bit.
Water lilies are all and that was
We have had a couple of sales tonight. A couple pieces of my jewelry has sold. And we also sold one of Jennifer Bockerman's mixed media pieces. I hope that you realize you can call in and you can make those purchases right on the spot. Hey, keep commenting on these streams, folks, any of them, even during the video play, whatever it is, because your comments are going to be entered into the two $25 gift certificate drawing that we'll hold tomorrow. So come back and see us again. Well, we do have another video coming right up, and so I'm going to cut out on this one and let you watch Shawn Stokes' video. This is about her work called Forces at Play.
well, that was Dana Clements.
back. We are back. Isn't this fun? I'm having a blast. I hope that you're really enjoying hearing from every artist tonight. And isn't this a diverse group of artists? It's been really fun to see this work come together in the gallery. And what unique experiences in the original thinking, starting in the sketchbook. Let's take a quick look at Shawn Stokes' work and get some good close-ups of what she was talking about in her video. Also, remember that we have Jay Lee Beanie's music playing there in the background, and you can shoot him some love by giving him some tips at his Venmo account. Jay Beanie.
So that was from Reeker. We're going to move on to Jennifer Bockerman. She has some very cool, interesting pieces.
Well, remember that you should be calling into the gallery and making those purchases tonight, and we will hold those pieces so you can send in a check, you can give us your credit card right on the phone, whatever works for you. Please call in the gallery 402-475-1061, and Kai is working our desk tonight so that she can answer any of your questions and you can make any purchases that you would like right here live from 7 to 8 p.m. Don't forget too that Downtown Lincoln Association has shared their Instagram feed with us, so you can jump right over to Downtown Lincoln and see another feed strand. Thanks to Shaylee Curran, one of our fabulous artists who is keeping us going on Instagram tonight. Oh my gosh, look you guys! Dana Clements is here! Yay! The rest of the night we have artists present, and I'm really excited to share with you 3 live feeds. I want to introduce to you next Dana Clements, and she's going to talk a little bit about her work.
Hello. I think a big part of this body of work is kind of communicating how I pull from the world around me and find inspiration in that. So a lot of that has to do with me finding different bits and pieces in nature that I want to incorporate into my work. So for example, you can see I have a piece up here that is inspired by a bullfrog, and he has some water lilies growing on his head. And so that kind of originated from, in my sketchbook, we have the reference photos on the left. So that's the water lily and the bullfrog, and then the initial sketch that then became the fully realized piece.
Brooke Gillotti.
And I kind of started doing these sorts of works because in the past I was really into a more photorealistic style. I really liked to draw very detailed botanicals or animals, and that kind of morphed into these more abstract creature drawings, which I have more of in my sketchbook.
For like put your jewelry into.
Here's an example of some here, also inspired by frogs, which are on the facing page. So this never turned into a painting, but it's a good example of some creature drawings that I've done in the past. Another example of an animal that I've taken inspiration from is the barrel eye fish, which is a deep sea fish with a clear skull, and you can see its eyes and all the different parts of its brain. And I thought that the green part in its head kind of looked like a bean sprout, so that was the inspiration for this piece, which I titled Bean Sprout. And it's a little fish guy with a clear head, and he has a plant growing straight through his skull. So that's an example of how I kind of look at nature and then take different ideas and make them into my own fantasy creatures.
Fantasy, amazing. Look at that. Tell us about your materials, Dana.
So all of these pieces have an alcohol ink background, and then on the ones that have the creatures on them, those are painted with acrylic. And then these two abstractions are just alcohol ink with marker on top. And I really love the alcohol inks because they're very fluid.
Red versus blue, right?
You can mix the colors really easily and get all sorts of fun organic
That was
shapes.
Shawn
And then
Stokes.
those are also
He's also
very
here
inspiring
for
to me. Like in this one, the shapes kind of turned into ripples like in a pond.
And then lastly, we have Mollie.
Well, come in, folks. Come in and see Dana's work. If you saw something here tonight, you better buy it because that big purple fish up there, I think is going to go home with me. I said something to my husband about, look at that purple fish. Oh, he said, that's so cool. He said, but where would we put that? Remember, good art doesn't match your couch. Okay. Thanks, Dana. Thanks for coming in. Next up, we've got Henry Zander.
Hey.
Thanks for coming in, Henry.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're so excited to hear about your work.
I'm glad. So a lot of what I'm working with here is a focus on black liquid sumi ink. I'm really interested in sumi brushes in particular. I think that their texture is just unbeatable. I mean, there's so much going on within the brush stroke itself. And I'm really interested in getting down to that. And I'm really interested here in following the rabbit. One of the finest pieces of creative writing advice I ever got that has ended up translating to all of the art I've ever done has been following the rabbit.
We went down the rabbit hole.
Absolutely. And having an idea and just chasing it until you get it. And sometimes you don't get it, but other times you get there.
Tell me about this piece.
So this is sort of me thinking about, it's a meditation on Siddhartha Gautama's final words to his students before he died. He said, "Be a lamp unto your own feet." He was trying to encourage us to take charge of our own existence and take charge of our own being alive and being a person. So right in here, it just so happened that while I was painting the piece, I started bleeding out of the back of my foot. So I got a little smear of it on there because that was part of the moment of creation.
I see it. Alrighty, and one more down here.
This here is what's called a photogram, which is a photographic image created without a camera at all. So this was these 4 pieces of silver gelatin print paper placed on the ground, and then all these things arranged on top of it, which I then exposed to the light.
And let's have a quick peek at your sketchbook. I think we're doing good on time.
Excellent. A lot of the stuff in here is, again, these like meditations on the moment, these thoughts that I have and I make at the time. It's a lot of planning for a lot of pieces, just a lot of thoughts that I feel like I have to get down before they get away from me, right? It's just more of the rabbit chasing, I guess. There's all kinds of stuff in here.
Awesome. Well, you heard him, folks. There's all kinds of stuff in there. You need to come into the gallery so you can take a look at these sketchbooks. Remember, the show is called Origins of Thinking, the sketchbook, and the pieces that you see on the wall are remnants of all of that thinking. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Thanks, Henry. Have a good evening.
You too, much love.
Thanks. Well, folks, we are moving into our last artist here. I'm going to give you a little break real quick. You need to run to the bathroom or grab something to drink. We'll start another live feed here in just the next couple minutes. We're going to be looking at Brooke Gillotti's pottery. I'm seeing a lot of commenting popping up on our feed. Remember, if you comment, then you will be entered into a $25 gift certificate drawing that you can use right here in this gallery. I hope that you will comment and stay tuned. We've got one more artist. Okay, we're back again with our last artist. Brooke Gillotti has come into the gallery. Just a minute here. Do that again, Brooke.
Hi.
There she is. I didn't get the camera switched. There you go. Well, Brooke is a art educator at North Star High School. Excited to have her share her work with you. She is a pottery teacher. She teaches other things too, but she chose for this show to debut her pottery pieces.
Yes.
Take over, Brooke.
So all the pieces that you see here are basically all the projects that I did with my students at North Star. So this is my first semester that I finished every project. Usually I start a project and I usually have to recycle it because I never get a chance to finish it because I'm helping so many other students. So this was a great way for me to actually finish work throughout the semester of what we got done last semester and this semester. So I try to keep it cohesive with the circles representing my family and just the different sizes and how the circles are continuous. And just with teaching too, how it's always changing, but it's still constant. The glazing techniques that I used were a neon blue glaze with a black aventurine and copper aventurine with different pieces. And I was really messing with just different textures and how to put the circles on all my pieces, but I really wanted to make that consistent throughout all my pieces.
Beautiful. Look at that, folks. Look at that. And such a variety. Nice bowls, utilitarian types of pieces. And even that big piece in the back there could be used as a vase. We've got another large vase. Yeah, let's look at that a little bit better. Yeah.
So there's holes, and then this is, I put some slabs in here too so that no
That's
water's
sealed. Yeah, sweet. Look at these interesting groupings of circles on these pieces. Nice forms. Nice tall vase. So we have pinch slab.
Yep, so these
Wheel
ones
thrown.
with the lids are 2 pinch pots combined together, and then teaching the children how to cut lids out from 2 pinch pots, forming it. And then I had some thrown pieces, and then there's some mugs that are slab pieces, and then drape mold pieces. Like this is a drape mold here with the cutout circles. I did a little bit differently so you can see through it. Teaching the students how to do drape molds.
And look at these really reasonable prices, folks. If you want a nice handmade piece, this is the time to grab it up. Remember, thanks so much, Brooke. Yeah, thanks for coming in. I'm so glad you're here. Well, folks, remember now you can call the gallery anytime, 402-475-1061. I'm looking for my schedule here so I remember to say everything. We have had some sales during this show. It's really important that if you that you like, work in this gallery goes out of here. Hey, Brooke, they're asking how tall that vase is.
This one?
Yeah, I think the really big one.
13 to 15 inches.
This one's about 15, I'd say. Mike Gillotti says amazing artwork. Yay, Mike. Okay, well, you guys, folks, thanks so much for making comments on our stream tonight. Any of the video streams, any of the videos, any comments that you have made between 7 and 8 p.m. are going to be considered for two $25. Oh, dang it. Dang it! Look at that! Look at that! Sold! I was gonna buy that!
Although Brooke would do one for you because Brooke does commissions. So
Yes.
you could have a whole set of these. They're very reasonably priced, $20. I love the way this feels. I mean,
It's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love the little 3-foot part there. Well, so folks, as you see, things are just flying right out of here. You better be calling into the gallery and get your comments on our feed tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. only. Those are the only comments that I'm gonna keep track of, and I'm gonna put them in a drawing for two $25 gift certificates tomorrow, and we'll let you know live. We're gonna do a live feed, and I'll also send you a Facebook message too. We got to make sure. Fast at Noyes Art Gallery, and we need to do our $25 gift certificates drawing today. And thanks so much for tuning in last night. We have over 60 comments in our bowl here from our feed last night. We had a blast sharing with you artists, their ideas, and just the huge variety of work was amazing last night. So I hope you'll come back. Remember, still every first and third Friday, we're doing our live feed, and we want to invite you to drop into the gallery right from home on Facebook. Just look at our Facebook feed and you will find us there at 7 p.m. on first and third Fridays. Well, we have one of our great patrons here with us today, and Julia Noyes is looking over and making sure everything is going to go right. And thanks to Sarah Wanick behind the camera, helping us to do this little gig this morning. Let's draw our two $25 gift certificates. Number one.
Lori Janovic.
Lori Janovic, you win $25.
Gift certificate.
Okay, and number two.
Yvonne Meyer.
Yay! Yvonne Meyer, you win a $25 gift certificate. So those will be right here at the Noyes Gallery desk, and you can come in and make a purchase during the month of May. We hope that you'll stop by the gallery anytime between 10 and 5, Tuesday through Saturday. If you want to have a private opportunity to come in, just to make sure that, you know, social distancing and all of that is accurate, then just call ahead at 402-475-1061 and make an appointment to just stop by, and we can make sure the gallery is clear and clean. We do have all of our air purification running. We sanitize with bleach every day. We wear masks usually. I don't have mine on because I'm on camera. So, hey, again, thank you so much, everyone, for coming in last night and joining us live on Facebook. Congratulations to our two winners, and we hope you'll come back again. First and third Fridays, 7 p.m. Thanks, folks.